What happens when you save 100 rupees for 10 years straight up? 100 rupees. That's actually about one cold coffee, one Swiggy order, or maybe one better than average chai samosa combo with a friend. It is also, and I promise you, this isn't a finance influencer trick, but is the exact same amount, which if you end up saving every year would turn into a magical number. I am not gonna tell you to stop living your life because I love cold coffee as well. But I'm gonna tell you what exactly 100 rupees per day can eventually become in a bank account, in stock market, in a fixed deposit. So next time when you're actually about to spend it, you spend it on purpose, not by accident. So 100 rupees per day actually turns out to be about 3000 per month, and over a period of 10 years it becomes 120 months, which eventually makes it 3.6 lakh by the end of the 10th year. Now, this is the important question that needs to be addressed. Where does this 3 lakh money actually sits? Because depending on your answer, your result would vividly differ, and so will your future. Let's run the same 100 rupees with three different lives. Number one, life under the mattress. So this is what women in the earlier days used to do. They would protect the money that they have, put it in a tin or a box and save it up for years. And one day when they actually need it, open the box, count and use it. When you do this with those 100 rupees per day, and after the 10th year when you open your tin box, it will amount to 3.6 lakhs. But here's the part that should actually concern you. 10 years later doesn't have the same power. With inflation quietly eating it up every single year, the real practical buying power of the stash has actually decreased dramatically. So you didn't lose the money, but you lose the power of what that money could have done. Inflation doesn't rob you with a knife, it robs you with patience. The savings account. Now you've become slightly more responsible, and the same 3000 rupees per month goes to a saving account with about 3 to 4 interest rate. After 10 years, that interest quietly compounding in the background, your money becomes approximately 4.3 lakhs. Bump it up to a fixed deposit at 7%. The same 3000% becomes 5.2 lakhs by the end of it. Better. You have genuinely beaten inflation. But now you're about to see what happens when you stop being safe and start being invested. The gap is so unfair. Now comes the third life. It is the same 100 rupees a day, same 3000 rupees, except it goes into an equity mutual SIP fund, a systematic investment plan, averaging the kind of long-term return Indian equity markets have historically delivered, around 12% a year. And after 10 years, roughly 7 lakhs. So let's sit here for a second. Now you have invested your 3.6 lakhs rupee without doing anything fancy. No stock picking, no day trading, but the market alone added another 3.3 lakh on top of it. Almost doubling what you put in by just staying invested. Same habits, same 100 rupees and same 10 years. The only variable that you could see had changed was where the money was sitting. That 3 lakh turned into 7 lakh. That one decision is the difference between 3.6 lakhs to 7 lakhs. And here is the part that actually explains why, and it's the most important idea in personal financing that nobody talks about. In year 1, your 36,000 is just 36,000. It barely earns anything yet because there's nothing to compound on in the first year. The growth in the first year always looks embarrassingly small. Most people quit here already, thinking that investment actually does nothing. But by the 7th, 8th or 9th year, the money that you have invested becomes a number which is beyond your imagination. Now there have been quiet returns, and those quiet returns have their own returns. It's not a straight line. It's a quiet curve which almost does nothing for years and then suddenly spikes up. That's why every single finance video that you see says start now, not later. It is not because of the motivation. It is because the compounding curve punishes you when you start the process late. And the last few years are actually doing most of your heavy lifting work. But you only get to your last few years when you start early. Maybe at the age when you actually start earning your money. Now, I'd be lying to you if I don't say this clearly that the SIP 12%, it's not a guaranteed number. It's a long-term historical average. Some years the market would be surprisingly up to 25%. Some years it'll be down to a 15%. You might absolutely panic and would want to remove that money out. Markets never move in a straight line. Even if you yourself check the last few years of the history of these markets. The entire SIP strategy is built on an unglamorous skill. The golden rule is stay invested when it's scary and not interesting. Not timing the market, not predicting the next big crash. Just continuing to put in that 1,000 rupees no matter what happens. And sometimes when it even feels pointless, you still do what you're supposed to do. Discipline is more important than any stock picking skill. This is actually what produces the 7 lakh by the end of the 10th year. I'm not saying that give up on your 100 rupees or give up on the cold coffee. But I'm trying to say that we spend 100 rupees on things that we almost don't remember or notice. So why not try saving up this time and turn it into a magical number that would actually help us in the future? And this is actually an opportunity cost to an impulsive order, a Swiggy order. And this habit is actually a very, very beautiful habit to inculcate discipline in yourself. It won't make you suffer at any point. Sometimes making money is not earning more, it's about investing right. So 100 rupees a day under the mattress, number that shrinks in real time. If an FD, it's a respectable 5.2 lakh. In an equity SIP held with a straight face through every dip in the market, it's somewhere around 7 lakh. Same habit, same years. The only difference is where you let your money sit, and that's a decision that you can make literally this week. This made you open your investment app for the first time from the past 3 months. Good. Mission accomplished. So now subscribe, because the next week we're breaking down another number that quietly controls your life without you even noticing it. Thank you. Bye. Take care.